Doc Ock was telling Spider-Man that he must die after Spider-Man discovered power harnesses used by Doc Ock's men. And so Doc Ock hits Spidey, sending that harness to the streets below, and then continues to keep beating our hero up before pulling off his mask in the middle of the fight. Before Doc Ock can see Spider-Man's face, Spidey tries to web up the Doctor's eyes. Even though Doc has coated his glasses with a chemical enzyme and the web slides straight off, it still gives Spidey a chance to flee with his secret identity intact. But as he flees, he feels ill, almost falling off the wall he's perched on. It feels worse than that enzymic reaction from a few weeks ago cured by the X-Men, and Spider-Man doesn't know what's wrong. Could this be the end of Spider-Man? We're reading Every Spider-Man Ever, and this is The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 113. They call the Doctor Octopus. Meanwhile, Spider-Man's mask is thrown from the rooftops by Doc Ock, who is keen to get back to his gang war, and discovered by one Robbie Robertson, who brings the mask to his father Robbie. And Robbie Robertson thinks that there's definitely a story behind this. And later, Doc Ock is back in his base and meeting with one of his gang. The gangster tells the Doc that he has traced Doc Ock's rival, Mr. H, to a nightclub. But when the call finishes, we learn that the gangster was setting him up for a trap, and he's murdered by one of Mr. H's men. Unfortunately for the rest of Mr. H's men, Doc Ock is smart and suspects a trap, bursting in and taking care of everyone with his robotic arms before lighting a cigar and declaring war. Even though weren't they already at war? Elsewhere and later, Peter Parker gets home and collapses in pain into his bed. He dreams about Aunt May, trapped by Doc Ock's arms, and when he wakes, he learns that Gwen and Harry have called a doctor for him. The doctor diagnoses Peter with a duodenal ulcer, and that he's to avoid spicy food, tomatoes, and stress. And while Gwen and Harry sort out the prescription, Peter just sits there in shock. How's he going to avoid stress as Spider-Man? Eventually, Peter is able to make it to the Bugle to sell some photographs of his fight with Dr. Octopus. While there, he finds his mask, which has been pinned up by Jonah. Before he can think about how to get it back, Ned Leeds approaches, sorry to hear about his aunt. He also has a lead for Peter to help find May, a domestic employment agency. Peter races away with that information, steals a costume mask from a store, and then swings across the city to investigate. When he arrives at the place, he realizes that it's only a block away from where he fought the gang, and as he rests on a chimney to let his muscles relax, he's attacked by Dr. Octopus again, who clearly has a base in the area. With his ulcer causing him pain, Spider-Man is at a disadvantage and is taking a beating, but as Doc Ock rounds a corner to finish him off, he's sent flying, and Spider-Man emerges wearing the power harness, the exoskeleton that was dropped earlier. With the costume mask making it hard to breathe, Spidey has to knock Doc Ock down with one punch, and thanks to the exoskeleton, he does. Or he thinks that's why, but it turns out that the exoskeleton ran out of power minutes ago. As he catches his breath with Doc Ock now defeated, Spider-Man's spider sense goes off once again, and he turns to find himself faced by Doc's rival, Mr. H, or, as he announces himself as the winner of the gang war, Hammerhead. Thanks for watching, and thanks to my patrons listed here for supporting the channel. Next week, Spider-Man faces his greatest foe of all, Aunt May with a vase. But until that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. This issue introduces us to Hammerhead, and even now, almost 60 years later, we still don't know what his last name is. His first name is Joseph, though.